Terve! Welcome to Kepper's garage. Alright, now we are removing the rusty parts of the floor, and looks like there is some this kind of rumble going around here, so I will clean those out and we will repaint them with some primer paint before doing the insulation on the floor. But otherwise the holes are pretty nice. There is tiny bit more. I already did some grinding tour here, but seems like I wasn't sharp enough. So tiny bits of grinding. Wife has been active during the times when I haven't been active, and there is now sound deadenings on the wall panels and everywhere. Also the ceiling, there is a couple of places where there isn't any kind of sound deadening because of the ceiling window, hatchet, whatever. There will be a hole, and also there will be the side window next to the kitchen table. Yes, and that will be gone too. Now we paint. Yeah, so it's pretty important to fix all the rusty parts now before we are putting on the insulation. Yeah, whenever you will insulate something, there will be like the barrier between cold and warm space, and if it's enough difference, the barrier will generate some moisture. It's like condensed water or something like that. But when there is like warm, we are living here, then there is freezing outside, the moisture will be on the cold surface of the insulation, so here. And the condensed water will drop on here, and it will evaporate after some time. But if there is already rusted places here, it will like continue to rust and it will cause more problems. So that's something we are now dealing with and will prevent it from future. These holes here, which was left from the mounting hooks, which were at the top of the earlier floor, and I am going to fill them to prevent the moisture coming up, because these are straight through into the belows. So I'm gonna use this super old bike grease. So this is basically Vaseline or something, and I will grease the bolt thoroughly, and I will chunk that in there. So it will, I hope that it will create this water resistant joint. Yeah. Alright, the wall is gone. Yep, but next we will start to plan the insulation of the floor. Yes, that. So, next step, floor insulation. We have this kind of method going on here. We have 20 millimeters by 45 millimeters timber. Then we have the 20 millimeters thick thin foam. And we basically start with the wood here, thin foam, wood, thin foam. Well, there will be the rest of this board, like the cut piece, and then we just continue like that, play the Tetris until the end. That was dramatic. Yes, so that we do, and at the top of this we will be installing the same floorboard which we did remove out from the van. So wife is now cleaning it up, and we will dry it out in the sun and put it at the top of this. Then we will be having the flooring material at the top of the old veneer. The thin foam is super sturdy stuff, so we hope that it will hold the weight of us and the others, just with having these small amounts of wooden structure here. And we will have the evaporation of the moisture here in these hollow spaces. So I will leave this little bit open so the air can like travel from the behind up here. It's good that it breathes, so to speak, so there won't be any swimming pools under the insulation. And we will be using the glue to attach the stuff on the van, so glue at the bottom of the wood. Then we press it down against these bumps so no holes are done. We will attach the veneer with some screws, and we will go through it with some putty and add some smoothness on the screw bits and all those tiny tints it has, because it's pretty old. Yes, then the floor is done. Here we need to build some sort of cool step. Not sure yet, but let's see. This is the way. Yes, all the pieces are now done. Next step, gluing. So yeah, so we decided not to glue the fin foams in. We decided only glue in the wooden parts, because the fin foam will stay between those, and there will be also the final veneer at the top of the woods and the fin foam, so that will also tie everything nicely together. Yeah. So the last piece, it's like here, like this. So there will be the small gap for the evaporation and the moisture, and it will look something like that. I might create some sort of like additional seal here, so it won't blow cold air from there. I'm not yet sure how we will be covering the doors, so it's good that we have some room for work there. But also these ones, I don't want to cover these. It needs to be possible to take them off too, so I think it's fine. The wooden bits are glued in. Next we are going to be attaching the old veneer at the top of this structure, but before that we need to add the vapor barrier between the veneer and the insulation. So we are adding the aluminum tape to create the vapor barrier between all the cracks and at the top of the wooden pieces and so on. So we will need to have this solid surface underneath the veneer, and hopefully we are ending up something like this, so we can see the aluminum foil under the floor, so we can continue the vapor barrier on the walls too, and of course the floor has now been insulated. We also did the vapor barrier at the top of the wooden bits and on the sides. So yes, this side is not taped because of the idea of the ventilation for the possible moisture. So next goes in the veneer.